We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Hey, the Gorillas. Right? Am I right? This guy's right.
That's the name of the band?
Yes. There's a song. One of them. That's what's up.
Never heard of them.
Welcome back to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We have moved past Cotton Eye Joe and the rave. We've moved on to the Gorillas. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire. They've got all your sports gear. They can also hook it up with your Letterman's jacket. They've got shoes, cleats, baseball bats, helmets, all kinds of stuff. Ken Sporting Goods. KenSportingGoods.com, right there off the 15 in Horsetown, USA, Norco, California. Right off of Hammer. Can't miss it. Remember, I'm going to turn it into a museum one day.
A museum where everybody has walked through and bought stuff.
The names of the athletes and coaches that have been in that building. They're going to write books about it one day. They should have a wall of fame.
The Ken's Wall of Fame.
You know, all the people that come through there, like, take a picture and, like, put it on the wall.
You know who would be the number one guy, though?
You?
No.
Me? Greg Holla?
It would be Gerhardt.
Does he shop there all the time?
Well, he had to have. He lived in Norco, Horsetown, USA. He had to have been. He's the most famous Norconian outside of Taylor Dawkins.
Yeah, I'll say, well, Taylor Dawkins is number one.
Yeah, she's definitely number one.
Oh! She is correct.
Yeah, I guess it's Toby.
I live in Corona, but I pitch in Norco.
So funny.
We love Taylor Dawkins.
She probably has a pool. She probably has a
very swanky.
Yeah, swanky. She probably just sits around by the pool. No, has a cat and a nice, and a Cocker Spaniel. I didn't ask. Do you have a Cocker?
Cat.
And a Cocker Spaniel.
So if you're rich, you've got a cat?
No, I have a cat.
I've got a cat. Greg Hollow's got Charisse the cat, so I know he's got one.
No, you got a cat?
Hell no.
Oh, yeah, he's a rocker.
He's poor.
He's pretty definitely poor.
He's really poor. He doesn't have a cat.
Yeah, you don't have a cat, you're poor.
I don't think anyone's ever said, man, if you've got a cat, you must be rich. I don't
No.
think anyone's ever
We're
said
the first
that.
person, but hey, we're the first person to say Kono's poor because he has no cat.
Well, welcome back to your favorite show. We're here every single day, 3 to 6 p.m. The latest on Kawhi Leonard, because he is the pride of King High School. We love talking about this guy, where he's going to end up. It's being reported, and all signs point to that he wants a trade out of San Antonio. Here's the thing that I guess bothers me. Once he said that he wants a trade and he would prefer the Lakers, everyone assumed it was a done deal. That, he wants to go to the Lakers. It's over. He's going to be in L.A. He's coming back home. And, Jeff, I know we see this so differently.
We do.
Because you still firmly believe that Kawhi Leonard is the shot caller in all of this.
Yes.
The Spurs. The Spurs are calling the shots.
But, okay, now you explain to me why he holds all the cards.
Well,
or how the Spurs do, I should say.
Let me preface this by saying your argument is, okay, let's say San Antonio does not trade Kawhi Leonard. Then you get nothing in return.
Zippo, zilch, nada.
If you trade him, you will get some value. You'll get draft picks. You'll get players. You'll get something back. You won't be left with nothing.
It's still better than a no Kawhi Leonard.
I understand that part, okay?
Okay.
And I get that. My thing is, I firmly believe that Greg Popovich is very staunch. And he's not going to change his number one cardinal rule of not trading with a Western Conference team. He's not going to change it just for Kawhi Leonard. I still believe Kawhi Leonard will be traded, but I don't think it's going to be to the Lakers because Kawhi's not calling the shots. It's the Spurs. Why would Greg Popovich make another roadblock for San Antonio in the Western Conference? Send him out east. With that being said, there's reports now that the Cleveland Cavaliers are working on creating their own super team. Kemba Walker, Kawhi Leonard, you keep Kevin Love. This would persuade LeBron James to stay with the Cavaliers. So if there's a discussion in the NBA about a super team being created, it's true. But it's not the Lakers. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I disagree with you. I think LeBron James is gone. I think if Coach Popovich is going to trade for get rid of Kawhi and send him to Cleveland, it is only in Cleveland's best interest to get somebody of the same caliber as LeBron James, and that guy is Kawhi Leonard. You fill in Kawhi Leonard into that role, into LeBron James' role. You maybe add a couple pieces here and there. You're not going to be able to do much because they are landlocked salary-wise, but that team is still if you have Kawhi Leonard for 1 year, that is still a viable team that can go all the way to the Eastern Conference Final.
What if they win the whole thing? And Kawhi's like, man, that was pretty fun. You know what? I'm re-upping. I'm going to be a Cavalier. LeBron and I, not 1, not 2, not 3.
There is no way with this roster, and I hate to burst your bubble, there is no way possible that you would have to give him a super max deal. Even if it was, and for 1 year, he would be a rental for Cleveland. There's no way you can put LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard with this current Cavalier roster that nobody wants.
But you're saying after this season, right? Because what if you knowingly bring in Kawhi Leonard for 1 season? Maybe even tell LeBron, stay 1 more year, 1 more go at it, and then after that you can do whatever you want. If you leave, no hard feelings. We understand. Let's trade for Kawhi Leonard. Let's bring him in. Let's see if we can add another guy or two somehow. Work the numbers a little bit. Maybe it's Kemba Walker, but maybe you say, LeBron, 1 last push. Let's do this. We'll bring in Kawhi. We're not going to re-sign him. We know that. He's a loner for 1 year. Let's bring him in. Let's give it a go 1 more time because Boston is on the rise. They're young. They're going to be competing for the NBA Finals, but maybe we can catch them off guard 1 more year before they get really good in Boston.
I don't think LeBron James is going to opt in, I should say, and not try to go out for a Supermax deal. Even if it's not, he can get more money from Cleveland, which would also hamper their salary cap even worse. LeBron James wants a 5-year deal. He only has 5 good years left, maybe 3 at the top. He is going to leave. He is not going to re-up with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's impossible unless he's able to convince some of these other goofy teams to take guys like Jordan Clarkson, Kyle Korver, Larry Nance Jr.
There's teams like Sacramento out there that'll do. They're dumb.
Do you want to pay J.R. Smith 15? If you were an owner, would you pay J.R. Smith $15 million?
No, it's ridiculous, but maybe somebody would.
Would you pay Tristan Thompson $18 million?
Listen, there's only a handful of guys on Cleveland that are even worth anything. So no to everybody. LeBron James, Kevin Love,
George Hill is worth. You're paying
George Hill. George Hill was actually decent with Indiana. He was bad with Sacramento, but he was actually pretty decent with Indiana.
Do you know how much he is landlocked for Cleveland for the next 2 years?
Yeah, I don't know. You told me like $20 million or something.
$22 million next year. $20 million this year, $22 the next following year, and $24 the following year.
That should be a crime. How are these guys getting that much money and they're mediocre at best?
Hey, you're paying Tristan Thompson.
I'm not paying him.
18. That's your super team. $18 million. Tristan Thompson is going to be making $18 million next year. And yet they have one guy on their roster, Carl White. Guess how much he's making?
Who's Carl White?
Carl.
Carl? Who's Carl?
He is a forward from Florida State. Guess how much he's getting paid?
Is he on the team?
Yes. He got paid
on my super team?
$37,000. So if you get a bunch of guys like Carl White, you pay him $37,000 a year, you could have that super team and probably have anybody you want. But nobody wants to live in Cleveland unless you're LeBron James because he grew up there. LeBron James doesn't want to go to Houston because it's Houston. He wants to come out to Los Angeles.
You want the latest?
Yes.
I love all the latest reports.
Oh, there's a new one?
Oh, there's always new ones.
Oh, that's right. We've been on the air for an hour and a half.
Every hour there's new NBA trade reports, rumors.
It's always against the Lakers. Go ahead and give me your against the Lakers look.
I'm just reporting the
there
news.
You go. Straight face.
Report. CP3 staying with the Rockets, now trying to get LBJ. That's not Lyndon Johnson. That's LeBron James.
But see, my biggest problem is with that situation is he said he doesn't want to live in Houston. His
he doesn't have to
family
live there. He's hardly there. Just pop in, play a couple games, and
yeah, but he wants to be around his family. We know LeBron's a family man.
Do you like to be around your family?
No.
All the time?
No.
All the time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, see, LeBron's probably like, oh man,
Hey,
I could be like,
is there a
sorry,
market?
I'll go to Houston.
Can you and I get a market in Houston right now?
Tell you, I'm sorry, I gotta leave you.
I
and
gotta
the
go,
kids for
honey.
a couple of weeks. I gotta go do my show.
I'll see you on weekends,
I'm
baby.
just saying, LeBron James. I know he wants to be with his family, but he can still be with his family.
We will see this though. There's all these reports that his son is going to a school out here, Sierra Canyon. Is that what it's called? Sierra Canyon. I think we will see movement after the draft if we do see his son, and this means a lot. If we see his son actually enroll or play summer league after
Which
this
would be very
Thursday,
soon,
yeah,
right?
after Thursday, we will know where LeBron lands. We will know. He's not going to move his family out here and live and play in Houston. We know that he's tight with Magic Johnson. We know that how cool would it be for him to win a championship in Los Angeles? Look at all the Laker greats. We talked about it earlier yesterday, in fact. Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant. These guys didn't start their careers in Los Angeles. But what they did is they came over, they won championships, and it was their team. Their names are in the rafters. LeBron James has that opportunity. It might be difficult, but he has an opportunity to win a championship as a Laker and be known as one of the. He would probably go down as the greatest of all time if he's able to win a couple championships in Los Angeles.
One final note on this. The last report linking LeBron James to the Lakers, which came out 4 hours ago, and this isn't a huge shock. We've been talking about this, is that if LeBron James chooses the Lakers, Lonzo Ball's out.
Good.
They said, this guy's reporting that the one constant they've heard, any scenario where LeBron James comes to the Lakers, that they got to get Lonzo Ball out because he doesn't want any part of it.
Now, have we seen a guy's stock fall so fast as what we saw in the last week? Not only, I'm going to say this, his father, Larry Ball, has been a thorn in everybody's side, but we finally saw the true colors of Lonzo Ball. Would you agree, Pep?
Yeah.
We saw
so.
that he called his own shot. He's the guy that recorded that song. He made his own mind up to write that diss track against Kyle Kuzma. He showed his true colors. He showed that he's very immature, and he showed that he should not be a part of this Laker organization. I am happy Kyle Kuzma did not release that track. Magic said he was a leader. Magic said his name would be in the rafters.
And here's the thing. If LeBron wants to come to the Lakers will move heaven and earth to make it happen. And if he does not want Lonzo Ball or Kuzma around, they will not be around. I can guarantee that.
And I did mention earlier, I don't know if I said it on air, there was a guy named David Rivers, played at Notre Dame. Was a great player. Was drafted, I think, second or third by the Clippers. He was out of the league in 3 years because he could not shoot the basketball. I do see that with Lonzo Ball. I might be in the minority, but I think he'll be out of the league in 3 to 4 years.
Guess what shoes I wore today?
Well, let me see.
You guys see him?
Hey,
You
that's
see
the new super shoes. Those are coming back.
They're coming back.
Clyde Frazier made them popular, and you were making them popular as well.
I am ahead of the curve when it comes to fashion. I hear that a lot. I've got my Pumas on. We're going to talk about Pumas and which basketball shoe would you like to see come back to the NBA? Because they're all coming back. History repeats itself. You know what I mean? It's a cliche for a reason. We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, the swag running strong today on the Inland Sports Show. Welcome back. It's your favorite show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Greg Holla. Jeff Gorham. Even Kono's in the house. Hey. I'm just Pep Fernandez. Hey, we're brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Man, we've got a deal for you. You want to cruise around the IE all summer in that sweet new ride? We're trying to help you out. If you go to Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road and you mention the Inland Sports Show, they will take $500 off. That's no joke. That is the real thing. We're just trying to help.
Big dough, big dough.
You can cruise around the IE like a big baller that you are.
I'm going to get a new car. Guess what my new car is going to be? My new whip. I want a big, giant truck.
You do?
I want a giant truck with 4 doors. I want a truck that massages you. There's trucks out there that have massage chairs.
They do?
They do. They do. They're really expensive, but I want one.
But you can afford it.
Oh, I'm rich. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it with pocket change. But I'm going to go to Catalano Motors to get mine.
$500 off?
Yes, I am.
All right. We're talking about shoes.
Shoes.
I'm kind of listen, I'm not extravagant. Yeah, I do have a Nintendo Switch. I do have a Keurig that makes fancy gourmet coffee. But I'm not a fancy guy.
Oh, you're a fancy boy. You're a dandy boy.
But I do like shoes. I don't spend money, but I look at shoes all the time on my phone. Like, I look at shoes all the time, but I never buy them. I just look.
Because shoes are too damn expensive.
They're really expensive. What happened?
I'll tell you what. You and I, we follow these guys. They're a local company. They're called Good Company.
Good company.
Good Company. I went out to San Bernardino this weekend.
On Saturday, after you talked to Chip Kelly.
And they had every kind of Jordan you could throw a stick at. Every pair. They had Yeezys. Whatever Yeezys are, they had them. They had beanies for like $200. I would never buy a beanie for $200, but they did have our favorite shoes ever, the Air Jordan 4 Cement.
That's the color,
best.
right? That gray,
yes.
the cement, yeah.
Oh, the best shoe ever. They have so many Air Force or the Air Jordan 1s, Air Force 1s. It was pretty cool, but it was just it was kind of hard to find.
Do you remember? This kind of hit me again. I love talking vintage shoes, especially like the shoes in the 90s.
Yes.
They just had great shoes back then. I don't know why. Okay, they had, remember Charles Barkley had the Air Maxes, and he had a commercial, I think, where he was posting up Godzilla?
Yes.
Do you remember that TV commercial?
Yes, and they were slamming into buildings. Yes, that was a great commercial.
Those Charles Barkley, I think they were Air Maxes. I think it was the first time it had that huge air pocket.
The big bubble.
Those were sweet. Those were awesome.
They were kind of heavy. I actually wore those for a little while.
You did?
They were a little heavy. Just like, remember the Converse Weapons?
Yes.
That was the Larry Bird, the Larry Bird Magic Johnson.
It's like cement blocks.
Oh, yeah. Our guy, Chris Chaddock, just said he would wear the Larry Bird version. I'd wear the Magic version. I bought a pair of those shoes. It was like running in cement shoes. But, man, they were kind of cool. Remember, it was like, there were a couple. Detroit had a few. Remember Lambier?
Yeah,
but
Lambier,
he wasn't Magic or Larry, but Lambier had a pair.
But all the good ones wore the Converse.
Yes.
Like they had the cons. Like that was the thing.
The cons. Hey, do you know if we're going to talk about this, because have you noticed that Reebok has disappeared?
They have, but
basketball-wise.
You know what they've done? And I know you've done a little research, and I have not. But I feel like Reebok's made a concentrated effort to break into CrossFit, like in the CrossFit market.
Yeah, and I still think they do that. But do you know who actually owns Reebok?
Is it a person or a company?
It's a company, and I'm going to get to that in a second. I'll tie it all together.
I have no idea.
I'm going to tie it all together. Greg, you had something you want to say?
What shoe brand was World Meta Peace? He had a shoe out.
He had that Chinese shoe.
Did he have his own?
Yeah, he had a shoe that's like Blake Griffin or Blake
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson has a Chinese shoe.
Yeah.
And he makes like $100 million.
I got a story about that shoe.
You had some?
No, well, one time we used to use Jammin' Slams for 99.1, and he actually came out to one of the Jammin' Slams where celebrities would come out and they would play with the jocks and play against the school, right? Well, Meta came out, gave one of the jocks his new shoes. So the jock put them on, laced them up. He was ready to go. 2 minutes later, broke his ankle.
Oh!
No.
That's like
off the shoes.
Oh.
And on Meta World Peace was like, oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Like, and
but
then everybody else was going to get shoes until that happened. And everyone said,
I don't want those.
Now, do you remember Converse and Reebok were really part of the NBA shoe game for a long time?
They were huge.
Well,
I used to love Reebok and Converse.
Very comfortable shoes. You know, Converse was very big. Remember, Michael Jordan wore Converse at North Carolina. When James Worthy and those guys,
yes.
Dr. J made Converse very famous, Reebok, Allen Iverson. Well, here's what happened. In the early 2000s, 2003 to be exact, you stopped seeing Reebok basketball shoes.
Yeah, because, you know what, when the Reebok pumps came out, there was a huge push by Reebok. They had, I remember they had all the windbreakers. all these cool like Reebok Pump T-shirts. They had like a lot of huge name athletes. Like Emmitt Smith was a Reebok guy. They had special like Reebok Pump cleats for him. Like Reebok really made a huge push in the early 90s, and then it just all went away.
Well, two companies eliminated the entire shoe world in the NBA. Those two companies were Adidas. Adidas bought Reebok in 2005.
Adidas owns Reebok?
Adidas owns Reebok.
They still own Reebok?
They still own Reebok. They paid $3.8 billion to own Reebok.
Really?
So what they did is they shut down their Reebok NBA brand. So that was just Adidas. Remember, and there's been a giant push for Adidas since 2005. Well, half of the NBA wears Adidas, half of the NBA wears Nike or Jordan.
Would you say it's half? Like,
pretty much, yeah.
Is it?
I mean, if you look down the middle, I think more wears Nikes. Now, here's what happened in 2003. Just before Adidas acquired Reebok, Nike did the same thing by acquiring Converse.
No kidding. I didn't know this.
Nike acquired Converse for $305 million. The last NBA player to really wear Converse after Nike bought Converse was Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade had the only shoe Converse made that Nike had already bought Converse. Nike went in with Converse. They made the shoe. Dwayne Wade wore that the last time. So that's why we haven't seen Converse or Reebok, because Nike and Adidas monopolized the NBA.
So if Nike and Adidas took Reebok and Converse out of the basketball game, where did they start concentrating their effort with these brands? Because like I said, I feel like Reebok's trying to get in that CrossFit market, but Converse is a basketball brand. Like, do they not make Converse anymore?
They don't
outside the Chuck Taylors.
They don't. They went really big into the skate shoe world for a long time. And it's more of a casual, urban.
The Chuck Taylors. But not like real basketball shoes.
No, and they've scaled back because they're making money off the Chuck Taylors. Everybody still wears Chuck Taylors. You can go out to a club and wear Chuck Taylors, a suit almost, wear some low-top Chucks. The same thing goes for Reebok. Reebok went heavily into the CrossFit world and the running world.
Yeah.
So we could see Nike, we could see Adidas bring back the Reebok. If Puma's doing it, we could everything comes full circle. We could see Reeboks making a comeback. I've seen Reeboks are making a comeback. They have a brand new logo. I was at Costco yesterday, and there were the Reeboks.
It's like a diamond-looking thing, right?
Yeah, and the Reeboks that you showed me the other day online, they were selling at Costco.
They were?
They were. And they're not as expensive as they used to be, but I could see a resurgence if Converse or if Adidas and Nike wants to bring back the brand. They could make a killing, just like Puma has apparently done so with Jay-Z and everybody else, Marvin Bagley, Ayton, Rihanna, and Rihanna is signed with Puma.
Really?
And the great track guy, the guy that
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt is a Puma guy. So you have all these new NBA guys run by Jay-Z. You have Rihanna as a spokesman and Usain Bolt. Those are all part of the Puma brand. And Puma was very big in the 70s. Clyde Frazier, who played for the Knicks, was very big and probably the most popular player in the NBA at one time wore Pumas.
I wouldn't mind seeing Puma come back. Puma's been a big soccer brand for a long time. Cleats, like the indoor soccer shoe that a lot of people just like to wear, as normal street shoes. Puma's been real big in the soccer world. I can't remember the last time I've seen Pumas in a basketball, like an NBA game.
No, they haven't made basketball shoes. They've literally are bringing back the brand. It better be a good shoe because you don't want
So who's already signed with Puma? It was Marvin Bagley, the guy from Duke.
Ayton, the kid who's going to go number one. Rihanna.
Have we
Usain
seen
Bolt.
Have we seen what these new shoes are going to look like?
They're going to actually unveil them at the draft.
They are?
They are.
I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, so Puma's coming back into the basketball business. Puma was very, very big on the East Coast, the basketball world, playing at Rucker Park in the 70s, the early 80s. Puma was very big.
All right, so we're going to talk more about shoes, I guess, on the NBA draft. That's going to be a lot of fun. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk about a former NFL player who's still one of the fastest men alive. I can't believe this guy. He's getting older and he's getting faster. Plus, we'll circle back and talk about the World Cup matches from today. You're listening to your favorite show. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Has it really been 2 hours? Is it really 5:06?
It is.
Man, this show's just flying by today.
I get, I'm always talking about food, and I want to go on a diet. But
Yes.
guess what I get to do? I get
Eat?
I get to go home, and I get twice baked spaghetti.
Wait, I thought you said your diet was starting.
It was, but
It
yeah,
was all-
water.
Yesterday, you're like, it's all water, 24/7.
I
water,
look, hey,
water.
but I look.
He cried.
Yeah, but I looked in the mirror this morning. I said, I look good. I can. I did. I looked. I said, I look good. I didn't look like a big blue.
Wait, and be
blueberry.
be honest. Like, if you, I don't know, skip a meal or maybe you eat salad all day one day, you're like, yeah, I feel a lot better. Like, I've probably lost like 10 pounds already.
I do that all the time, and then I just eat and eat and eat. Yeah, but no, and it doesn't help. Like, I'm one of those guys that if I get bored in the middle of the, like, not in the middle of the night, but if I'm watching a movie and I haven't eaten, and I'm eating something small, I'll get up and I go, oh, I gotta eat that. Like a salad. I mean, I nothing giant.
Wait, so if you're watching a movie, you have a hunkering for a salad?
No. If I've eaten a salad and then I get up, it's like 10 o'clock at night.
And you're watching a movie.
I'm watching a movie and I always
What
have
would you grab? What's a Jeff Gorham snack? Like, what's your first go-to? You're like, oh, I wonder if we have that in the cupboard, or I wonder if we have that in the fridge.
salsa and chips. That's always
It's
a
not
good
bad
one.
for you, though.
Yeah, well, not when
Salsa
you,
and chips?
Not when you need a bowl that's like 10-gallon bowl, and maybe just a string cheese. String cheese.
See, that's not bad. String cheese and chips and salsa.
Yeah, but 8 string cheeses aren't very good. One is good, but when you eat 8, you're like, yeah. But
It's
no,
a
I
little
get to,
overboard.
I get to
A little
have twice.
excessive.
I'm excited. I get to go home and have there's sausages and peppers and spaghetti and meatballs. Oh yeah, I'm
Think
telling
of
you.
me. When you're eating that, think of me.
I will think of you. I'd be all gluten-y.
Extra
Gluten-y.
gluten.
Extra gluten just for you today.
So we eat the gluten-free pasta.
Ugh. Is
It's
that
actually-
good?
It's not so bad. The bread, I have a hard time with the bread. With the
Eh.
pasta, the gluten-free pasta, I can do it.
Okay.
You know what? I went out to eat today with my kids.
You did?
And we went to this place, and I said, hey, can you lettuce wrap this burger for me? The guy's like, oh, what's that? Never heard about that.
Stop it.
Wait, this is 2018. This is the year 2018, okay? People are fighting off gluten right and left, right? I mean, it's a battle out there. Me against gluten everywhere. Yeah, it's a fight. It's a fist fight in the alleys and the streets.
Oh, Pep.
Us against gluten. How could you work at a restaurant and say, oh, you guys lettuce wrap burgers? Never heard of that.
Wow.
How could it's 2018.
Pep.
Our country is under attack by gluten.
Did you go? Was it just you and your daughters?
Yes.
And you couldn't just
You know
order a
what I did?
burger? You couldn't order just a burger?
No, I grabbed my daughter's hands and said, we're out of here. We
You
walked
did?
right out. Yes, we did.
Where did you end up going?
Someplace else. We did.
Did they?
We went to a place that we had gone to before but was under new ownership and said, hey, we'll take a couple of your, what do they call them? Gourmet burgers or whatever. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, we can get this all lettuce wrapped. He's like, oh, what's that?
Never heard of it.
He's like, I haven't heard of that. I was like, you just take a big piece of lettuce and you wrap it up instead of a bun. He's like, I don't know. He's like, let me go ask in the back. And he came back. He's like, no. He's like, we don't lettuce wrap burgers. And I was like, oh, you guys used to. Bye.
So when you eat
That's how it went.
When you
grabbed
eat-
my daughter's hand and we walked out.
It's like
oh,
when
you
you-
used to. Bye.
when you go to In-N-Out, I know they serve them there.
yeah.
Do you get? Is that what it's called, the Flying Dutchman?
Protein style? Like, is that what they call it? The Flying Dutchman?
I
Oh, I didn't know.
yeah.
That's awesome. Now I'll go there.
Hey,
Oh,
like
wait,
the
hold on.
fly-
The next time we go there, I'm going to say that. If they're like, oh, I've never heard of that, then Kono, you're in trouble.
Does it drip everywhere though?
It's really messy when you eat lettuce wrap burgers.
You have to eat it with like paper towels around it.
Yeah. Especially because you want it made exactly the same way, but without the bun. You just want the lettuce. So, like, take, for example, I'm going to throw out Carl's Jr. right now.
Okay.
Carl's Jr. knows how to lettuce wrap. So we go there because they know how to lettuce wrap. But if you want, like, a Western bacon burger,
Oh.
it's messy. It's
Have you
all over
eat-
the place.
Have you eaten a lettuce wrapped Western bacon cheeseburger?
Yes.
No.
True story.
Oh,
I'm
come
fighting
on.
gluten right and left. Everywhere I go.
Okay, now, if I stopped eating gluten, was that wheat?
Yeah. You know how much weight you'd lose,
Would
Jeff?
I really lose weight?
You'd shrink.
Is that a pig noise I just heard? But
That's
but
a pig
see,
noise.
I'd have to give up soda too,
Yeah, probably.
and coffee with cream and sugar.
Yeah. I thought, yeah, That's not on your water diet anyways.
Yeah, that In-N-Out burger looks horrible.
Let me see. Which one?
The Flying Dutchman.
Where's the Flying Dutchman? Yeah, that's what we eat.
But don't you feel like you're getting like duped out of life when you don't eat that? I do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
that's my thought
No,
process.
honestly, I feel bad for my wife and kids because I'll D it up. Like I can fight off gluten. I will fist fight it one-on-one, mano-a-mano, but my family can't. So.
But seriously, when they're not around, you'll have gluten.
Oh, I gluten hard.
You gluten hard.
I gluten real hard.
No.
Donuts.
But you really
Pizza.
I would really feel
it's
duped.
wild.
Like when I don't eat what I want to eat and I get mad because I'm fat, I look at it and I go, I've been duped by life because I should be able to eat anything I want and enjoy it. I don't know if I can enjoy black coffee. No, I don't have a Billy Goat stomach anymore.
Yeah, I feel bad because like my kids really like real donuts. And I tell them all the time, like, you know what? Let's just go off the deep end. Let's just eat donuts. I'm like, listen, first couple of years of your life, you had donuts, you were fine, pretty much. They were kind of sick, but I'm like, but you know what? Let's just do it. But my wife's like, no, you can't, because like gluten stays in your system for 6 months.
It does?
Yes.
So if I diet and go gluten, I'm still gonna have that crap in my belly for 6 months?
Your belly will be filled with gluten
for
like
6 months.
Full of it.
I don't think I can diet for 6 months.
You're gonna be full of it.
I'm gonna have to go in for surgery. They just cut out. You know what? Seriously, if you could just cut me off at the waist, I don't need legs anymore.
You know what? I think they can just stick like it's like a tube or something in your belly and they just suck the fat out. Why don't you just do that?
Liposuction.
There you go. Yeah.
Then I don't have loose skin.
I'm rich. Yeah.
I just don't need my legs anymore. I could go around in a wheelchair as long as I can. I could.
Oh, wait, hold on. Now you're just being crazy. Why would you lop off your legs?
Because I could eat anything I want. I could just be a lump. I would like, yeah, seriously.
Jeff would be.
I don't want to work anymore. I just want to sit at home and eat what I want. I'm going to be a lump. My kids will come by and say, look at Dad, he's a lump.
How will you ever get to the rave? Remember off the top of the
I
show,
get carried
we
around.
talk about going to the rave.
You know, like when you go to concerts and people stage dive and they're like
a mosh pit kind of a
yeah,
thing.
but they hold you over their head and they carry you around.
Crowd surfing.
I want to crowd surf as a lump.
As a lump.
Legless lump. As long as I can eat everything I want, legless lump. Because then no one's going to care. They're going to go, look at that guy has no legs. He's a lump.
Let's do it for him.
He can eat as much as he likes. I could be a lump. Or it just goes out that end. So maybe I'd be thin. Maybe it was just like if I had no legs, it just
goes out that end. What does that mean?
You eat it and it just goes right out. And then you're not fat or anything else. You're just an eating machine.
Well, if you can change your dietary habits right now, Jeff, there's still time because think about this.
I have to. I don't want to die. I love my kids.
Terrell Owens is how old? 44?
Yeah.
He just ran a 4.3 40-yard dash.
Get the hell out of here.
He's 44 years old. Do you think anyone will take a flyer on him in the NFL? Like, you know what? He's still really fast and he can catch the football.
Why doesn't he just try for the CFL? Why doesn't he do this? I mean,
yeah, why doesn't he just go to the CFL?
Well, I mean, he's not going to play in the NFL. I know he's a weirdo. And there was a time maybe 7-8 years ago where I was still kind of fit. You know, I was fit. I could play. But I used to always think maybe I could make a comeback. But that was the dumbest thought and process in the world.
Pretty dumb.
He's a dumb guy. We all know Terrell Owens might be dumber than me. He might think he can still play.
I think he does.
That's why he's not going to the Hall of Fame.
He's hanging out with Julio Jones. And what'd you say?
He's a bad influence. Who's Julio Jones play for? He plays for the Falcons.
Didn't he sit out of camp? Didn't he not?
Yeah. That's why he's been hanging out with Terrell Owens. They've been sitting around talking about how cool they are. And that's the problem. Julio Jones shouldn't be hanging out with a bad influence. I saw Terrell Owens on this show swapping Wife Swap. You ever see that TV show?
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah. He was on there.
That? That was like a long time ago.
Yeah, he was on it with the guy from the Revenge of the Nerds.
Huh?
The guy, they swapped lives. The lead guy from the Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay.
Carradine guy. And then Terrell Owens was on this island in Fiji. And he was just a pain in the ass. He was the worst bad human being. And here's the kicker. The guy from Revenge of the Nerds was in Terrell Owens' house, but that wasn't Terrell Owens' wife. It was his girlfriend, and he was married at the time to someone else.
He was?
Look it up. I was like, wow, Terrell Owens' wife is really attractive. I looked her up. Not his wife.
Girlfriend.
And there was a big controversy. It wasn't his wife. It was his girlfriend, and his wife, who he was still married to, was mad that she wasn't on the show.
Scandalous.
Terrell Owens for you. Boom, right there. Hall of Famer.
But he's still really fast.
Super
and
fast.
He's only a couple of years younger than you.
4.3. That's ridiculous.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You can spoil yourself and your car. They can't help you with your diet, but they'll change that oil all the way up for you. It's Spoiled right there off of Alessandro Boulevard and the 215 freeway. You guys know where it's at. Spoiled Quick
Quality Oil Change. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we got your Shohei Ohtani update. And the Dodgers pulled off a big win, and we'll touch on those World Cup scores from this morning. You're listening to your favorite show. This is the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Do you think I like being here alone?
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cahelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, And I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Oh, I feel like we're back at the rave. You know, at the beginning of the show, we were talking about the raves that go down. Is it the Orange Show? The National Orange Show?
The NOF! The National Orange Show.
Sounds exactly like that.
Better known as NOF. Oh, I am. Oh, it's a late day.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, every single day, 3 to 6 p.m. Your local headlines around here in the Inland Empire and across the world as we're about to talk World Cup again. It's all brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years. That's 4 decades plus. It says 40 years on my hat that I wear around. My Ken Sporting Goods hat. You get lots of compliments, making it look good. Actually, it's making me look good. Ken Sporting Goods. It's sporting gear and Letterman's jacket off the 15 freeway in Horsetown, USA. It's right there off Hamner. You can't miss it. It's going to be a museum one day. It's pretty awesome. All right, World Cup from this morning. I got up early, remember. Muy temprano de la mañana. Porque fútbol es mi corazón. Es mi amor. I watched, what did I watch? Senegal and Poland. Pretty good match.
Poland.
Yeah.
Poland's supposed to be pretty good.
No.
Well, they should be better than Senegal.
Yeah, they're about even. It was about even. It was about even.
I've been to Senegal.
You have?
Yeah, I did. Just for a day. I did.
Did I tell you about the time?
No, I went and picked up a kid. No, not like that.
Now it's getting weird.
I was coaching college basketball, and there was a player from Senegal, Mohamed Kamara, and he was, we had to go get him. So we picked him up, and he ate hot dogs the entire time he was here.
He loved hot dogs?
He was a 7-foot guy. He was a Muslim, but you're not supposed to eat hot dogs. But he fell in love with hot dogs.
Hey, have one of these.
He fell in love with hot dogs. No, he took it from me. He used to kill lions.
He did?
No, but I always still told him.
Did he like soccer?
Yeah, he was a soccer guy. He spoke like French, Senegalese, and English. And he ended up playing at San Diego State. A pretty good basketball player, but he's 7 feet tall. And
what happened to him?
He's
hot dogs in Senegal. I don't know.
He's like working in Las Vegas in one of the casinos. There's like a big giant guy. I don't know what he is. And he's just that's all I know.
Is that a job?
It's a job. He works at a casino. He's a big giant
what do you do
guy.
For a living? I'm a big giant guy.
I mean, he was the biggest. He was the biggest human being you ever. His waist, he had like a 28-inch waist, but his shoulders were giant. He was 7 feet.
Was he a starter at San Diego State?
Yeah, but he didn't score a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like Deep Banga. Nice guy though. I love Mohammed, but he could sit down and eat 12 hot dogs in one sitting.
Could you call him up right now and be like, "Hey, I'm coming to Vegas"?
I don't want to hang out with him in Vegas.
What do you do for a living? I'm a big giant guy.
I don't want to hang
in
out
a
with
casino.
See, when I go to Vegas now, I go straight to I just go to the hotel. I go to the pool. I enjoy a cocktail, and then I go see Celine Dion or Mariah Carey. That's the gist of it. No more. I'll go to a sushi joint. Because
you go to the M&M store?
Yeah, I've been there. The M&M and Reese's and M&M and Hershey. The big store. It's over on New York. Stop. Hey, it's candy. It's one of my stomping grounds, for God's sakes. Not anymore, though. Not anymore.
You're a new man.
I'm going to stop by the water shop.
All water
shop.
Fancy water store in Vegas.
When I go to the pools in Vegas, I'm just going to drink the water. That's it. Hey, what are you doing over there? Drinking.
Eating.
Get my fill.
Get my water on. Recommend a hotel.
Then you stayed at the best, my friend. Caesar's Palace is the best. That pool is awesome. Oh yeah, I was making out with my wife. We don't ever make out. We made out. We were at Caesar's Palace. We did pay $200 though for dinner.
For what?
$200
for water.
$100. No, it was the buffet there. It's $100 a pop.
Yeah,
they had lion.
$100 a person.
$100 a person. Well, I'm rich though, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I ate $100. Yeah, don't.
Jeff got his money.
Yeah, I ate for my wife and I ate for myself. They had crab leg. Oh, I mean, I ate like 58 pounds of crab leg. It was a big meal. No, it's a great place. Caesar's Palace, best place, hands down. All
Senegal
right,
beat Poland.
I'm sorry. Okay, Senegal.
2-1.
There we go.
2-1. Shout out to your guy from Senegal, the big giant guy.
Mohamed Kamar.
He's talking those African dialects.
Yeah, I was.
How do they do that?
I don't know. He would click though. He knew how to click.
He knew how to click.
He knew how to click. And can you click for me? And my kid, Connor was little. He go, can you click for me? He'd click. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. What did you say? I don't know. He just clicked. He was a clicker. Okay, go back to the World Cup. My fault.
Senegal won.
They did.
2-1. Watched it early this morning on Telemundo.
Okay.
Japan beat Colombia 2-1. Colombia only had 10 guys on the field because they got a red card early in the match, and that guy had to go. They said, get out of here.
Well, you know what happened? The guy from Colombia got a red card?
Yeah.
He's never going to be seen again.
See that? But this is a real live thing. This is serious.
I know.
Like
Pablo Escobar, remember, he used to fund the World Cup teams, the national team, and if you lost, guys would disappear and never be heard from again.
The guy who scored an own goal for Colombia in the 94 World Cup here in the United States, he died.
Yes.
The Colombian national team did awful at the World Cup here when it was in the United States.
Yes.
The team went back home to Colombia.
And they killed him. Yes.
Like, that's how passionate, that's how crazy they get about this.
Well, if you've read any of the Pablo Escobar books, Killing Pablo, one of the greatest books I've ever read, he would kill the entire teams because he played professional soccer. Did you know that? Pablo Escobar played professional soccer in Colombia, and everybody let him score, and he was rotten apparently. But
they let him score. I guess I would too if my life was on the line.
Yeah, but Colombia, they take their soccer seriously. I hope that guy with the red card's okay.
Hopefully we'll see him. No, actually, you know what? If it's a red card, they'll have all 11 guys for the next match, but he should not be eligible.
No. And who else played? Russia,
Mother Russia, the host country. They beat Egypt.
The Russian bots beat Egypt.
They did. They won 3-1. So we've got a bunch more early games tomorrow. So when your alarm clock goes off in the morning, you know what I'll be doing. Hunkered in front of my television set, watching Telemundo, watching all the early morning football. Porque es mi corazón. Okay, Shohei Ohtani. We haven't heard much about Shohei Ohtani in a while. It's the same deal.
I don't want to talk about it. It bothers me.
But nothing's changed. So, you know the old saying, like, no news is good news?
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
No news is good news?
Okay.
So it's basically the same thing. Mike Scioscia came out. He kind of gave everyone an update of what's going on with Shohei Ohtani. Again, he's got that sprain in his UCL. That's a ligament in your elbow. They're trying to fight off Tommy John surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, a tear, Tommy John surgery. They're still going to wait like another 2 weeks or so to get another reevaluation because they had that, what they call the plasma-rich injection.
Yes.
Into his
platelets.
elbow.
Plasma-rich platelets.
As Jim Clover, our injury guru, explained to us, they take the blood out of your body, spin it, do something to it, right? They spin
and you get
it.
the plasma, the straight platelet, the heavy platelets from that blood, and they squirt it back
and put
in
it
you.
right back in your body, your own blood.
Yep.
So that's what they're doing. They're going to wait and see what happens. But here's the good news, because, it takes a toll. Pitching takes a toll on that elbow. The good news is Ohtani is taking swings with the baseball bat, but only his left arm. So they're not using the injured elbow arm, but he's swinging with the other arm to kind of keep that body in that motion, especially his lower body. Kind of, kind of stay in the swing of things for a sports cliche, for lack of a better term. So they're having him swing the bat, but with only his good arm. But they're going to wait out like another 2 weeks, maybe even closer to 3 weeks, although the original diagnosis was grade 2 sprain, and then the prognosis was let it sit for about 3 weeks and see what happens. So now we're looking at 2, maybe 3 weeks still, and then they'll kind of reevaluate. So
yeah, and the Angels could really use his bat. He was hovering right around 300. Remember, he had already had 6 home runs and 20 RBIs in just, I think, in 114 at bats. That's pretty incredible. He had 61 total bases, so he was on pace to, literally would have been the rookie of the year, batting wise, as well as pitching. But the Angels, though, they've really. You guys are giggling over there.
Yeah, Greg's giggling.
But the Angels have really fallen apart, and it's you can't say it's for their lack of hitting, because guys are still hitting for the Angels. You still have the best hitter in baseball, Mike Trout. You got Albert Pujols.
Pujols is actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, and in fact, a lot of their guys, Justin Upton, he's had 17 home runs this year. He's hitting the ball pretty well, but they're just not getting anything from their pitching. They're averaging almost 6 runs a game.
Which, ironically, the starting pitching was the strong point. Remember when we started the year? They were scoring a lot of runs, but the starting pitching was pretty good.
And they're still starting pitching is okay. It's just once they get to that 5th inning, 6th inning, when they have to bring in that middle relief, there is nothing there. The Angels need arms. They've lost Ohtani. They're going to need something to replace him. They got to replace everything in that middle relief, though.
That Andrew Heaney's been a nice, pleasant surprise.
A great surprise.
And he started the season right up to 215 at San Manuel Stadium, home of the Inland Empire 66ers, rehabbing, and now he's been great. So, and consider this. Albert Pujols, if he stays on pace to what he's been doing this season, he will finish the year with 2,008 RBI. That'd put him about 90 RBIs on the season. That's what he's on pace for. That's what he's about to average this year if he continues to do what he's doing. 2,008 RBI. So that would put him past another major milestone in his career. So if this happens at the end of the season, like we think it will, again, we've talked about this before, Jeff, Albert Pujols will join the likes of Hank Aaron and also Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, as the only players with at least 600 home runs, 3,000 hits, and 2,000 RBI.
And he is here in Southern California, and he's overlooked. He is one of the, like you said, one of the top 3 baseball players of all time. And we have possibly the best player of all time playing for the Angels, and yet it seems like he's kind of overlooked, don't you think?
I think so. I think, Albert Pujols, again, I feel like even Mike Trout, to a certain degree, is almost taken for granted. Maybe they're not the most flashy guys. They don't have TV commercials all over the place. But they are like once-in-a-generation kind of players. Like, when we look back at Albert Pujols' stats, they're staggering. Like, you go back from his year-to-year stats from the Cardinals to the Angels, pretty amazing what he put up. And then Mike Trout, I think we just kind of get used to him being Mike Trout. So if he's doing bad, if he's hitting like 280, you'll be like, what's wrong with Mike Trout?
Yeah, they're saying that his WAR, whatever that is the one of the metrics, is better than 72 players right now in the Hall of Fame.
And this season he's having right now could be his greatest ever.
And he's
having right now.
And he's still just a kid when in Major League Baseball. Remember, he was a teenager coming up. He will break could possibly break every single record. He probably won't catch Pete Rose, because Pete Rose was averaging 200 hits plus per season. I don't think Mike Trout gets the opportunity because he's on base. He walks quite a bit. He's never going to get that shot.
Built like a linebacker. Remember we saw him in person. He's built like a linebacker. Big, thick dude. All right, and also Albert Pujols is having a great year. He's going to have about 90 RBI. What does he have? Like 12 home runs already. So he's probably gonna finish the year with around 25 home runs and between 90 and 100 RBI. That's pretty darn good. If you would have told me that a couple years ago that Albert Pujols would still be producing like this, I'd take it in a heartbeat. He's still pretty good. Right now he's trying to chase down King Griffey Jr. for 6th place on the all-time home run list. Pujols now has 626. The kid, King Griffey Jr., has 630. So 5 more home runs and he'll pass Jr. for 6 on the all-time list. That's another huge name in baseball lore, King Griffey Jr. All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. Clayton Kershaw is coming back. He's right around the corner. We could see him on a Dodgers mound as early as next week, but he's going to rehab this Saturday. We got those details, plus the Dodgers with a double dip today in Chicago. Plenty of time to eat some sausages and peppers and talk about Kylie Fitz in between the double dip. We'll play too, like Ernie Banks said. We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
If you don't say you love the Dodgers, you might not get into heaven.
I want to see Francis.
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here with Boost Training. We're here at the BPC and it's summertime. We have another Boost Training tip for you. This tip goes out to all the football players. You spent the entire offseason getting strong, putting on weight, getting bigger. Now it's time to make that sports specific and turn it into power. So these next few tips are going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's check it out. Okay, so our first tip of the day is what's called a depth jump. And this is a great drill to turn strength into power that you want to hit as you start getting closer to the season for an off-season football player. So what Cruz is going to do, he's going to take a quick step off the box. He's going to hit the ground as quickly as possible, get up, elevate, and he's going to land on the higher set of boxes here. All right, he's going to have his hips flexed, arms extended. He's going to hold that for a second. He's going to step back down. Here we go, Cruz. Let's hit it. Get up. Nice. Wants to hold that position for a second. Take a nice and easy step down. Depth jump, great drill to maximize power. There you have it. Now, we just showed you guys a depth jump. Now, one of the things that you can do to progress that and really take it to the next level, you can either elevate the 18-inch box here, all right, or we can elevate the landing box, all right? And remember, the goal here is to minimize ground contact and have a great counter movement, meaning when we hit the ground, we want to bring our arms through, all right? So just one of the things that you can do to make this more difficult and to maximize all those power gains. So that's our Boost Training tip of the day. Thanks for checking us out again. And make sure you stay up to date with everything that's Boost. Check our schedules, check our videos at our website at www.boosttrainingsystems.com. Check out our Twitter at Boost_training and our Instagram at Boost Training. Grind hard, stay solid.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. They got a strength and speed class. You're going to be so strong. You're going to be so fast. But only if you go to Boost Performance Training. BoostTrainingSystems.com is the website. And you can find Boost Performance Training on Instagram and Twitter. All right, so here's the good news. Clayton Kershaw is coming back. He is going to rehab on Saturday. But it's not going to be with the Coug. It's not going to be at Rancho Cucamonga. It's going to be deep in America's heartland, OKC, Oklahoma City AAA. So the good news is he is rehabbing, and we'll probably see him in a Dodgers uniform next week. Bad news is it's not here deep in the Coug.
Bad place to rehab. Bad place, man.
What'd you say the humidity was in OKC
it's like
this week?
70%. It's just like playing in water, and it was 90-something degrees.
Playing in water?
Dude, he's going to sweat so much he's going to pull something. He needs to be out here where it's a dry heat. Like I said, he can drink water with lemon in it. While
you
he
got
goes
lots of it.
Yeah, why would you want to have him rehab there? Maybe because they're on the road?
They are in the Midwest right now. They're Chicago.
Oh, that's horrible. I feel bad for him.
So the Dodgers did win 4-3. It came down to the top of the ninth. They were down to their final strike, and it was Kyle Farmer with that 2-run double to bring in the pride of Riverside Poly, Austin Barnes, and also Justin Turner. And they won 4-3, the first game of a doubleheader against the Cubs. And in that game, Dave Roberts and Matt Kemp were both ejected for arguing balls and strikes.
Come on.
Oh, they were. So actually, you know what? Let's crank up the machine over here, Greg. Holla. We got the skip. Dave Roberts talking about that first victory against the Cubs this morning against Tyler Chatwood, the pride of Redlands East Valley, and the Cubs. Again, the second game of the doubleheader is underway. We'll give you an update of that one as well. But here's Dave Roberts talking about the win and his ejection earlier this morning.
What is it about Kyle that he seems to just have that propensity to come up big in huge situations?
He does. He's got a good pulse. You look at the short time he's been up here, and he's had some big hits for us, and big spots, and you can just see guys that just don't expand and has a way of kind of locking it in. And never seen Wilson, and to stay in that at bat, 2-2 gets the ball in and a big hit. So Kyle, can't say enough about him.
When you have three guys and yourself get ejected, what can you say about kind of coming back in that situation down to your final strike and almost stealing a game from them?
It says a lot about our guys. We used everyone today, position player wise, and for guys to be willing to play out of position in the ninth inning, or just kind of to be moving around and lose a catcher late, and the at bat that Austin had, and obviously Kyle, but JT scoring from first base right there. Guys are just, they fight, they compete. Chris Taylor gets hit in the head, stays in the game, big hit after. I mean, it's just so many good things that we see with our guys.
When he says Austin, he means Austin Barnes, the pride of Riverside Poly, helping the Dodgers pick up a big 4-3 win in the first game of the doubleheader at Wrigley Field. They are back out in action. Second inning, no score in the second game of the doubleheader between the Dodgers and the Cubs. No score in the second inning. Now, the big baseball news that kind of shook everybody up yesterday and last night, Bryce Harper of the Nationals. You guys hear about this?
No, I know he's playing like crap this year.
Not so great.
No.
But he's still one of the best players in the game.
He's batting in the low 200s, man.
Get out of here.
He wants that big, giant deal.
So Bryce Harper, they're thinking he might be a New York Yankee one day. So the Nationals had this weird schedule where they played the Yankees one day. There was one game. It was Monday. So they had it must be. They had a series through the weekend, and then they played the Yankees on Monday, and then the Nationals are playing. I'll tell you exactly who they're playing. The Nationals today are playing the Orioles. And let's see. I was hoping Bryce Harper was going to have a home run so you guys could eat your words, but he didn't. But he hasn't. But anyways, the Nationals had a Monday game against the Yankees, just one game.
Okay.
And Bryce Harper kind of got a unique look, big bushy beard. He's got the fro hawk, like he has the whole thing, right? He comes out for the Yankees game, all clean cut, and the beard is gone.
No.
So people are, because the Yankees have a very strict rule about facial hair. And they don't like the long hair. They don't like the beards. They don't like any of that stuff. And of all places and of all teams against the Yankees, Bryce Harper comes out clean cut. And people are like, oh, there's the writing on the wall. He's showing the Yankees he wants to be one of them.
Wow.
That's that. Maybe I'm reading into this too much, but a lot of people are. A lot of people are looking in.
Now, is he a free agent at the end of this year?
I believe so. I think it's the end of this season.
And they're saying he's going to command the biggest baseball contract, $400 million for a guy batting .223.
Dude, baseball and NBA guys get insane money.
Well, they really do. I mean, you got to figure 82 games, what was baseball? 162, 82 games in basketball.
Yeah.
Football guys don't even have guaranteed money, but basketball and baseball are the two sports that every single dollar that you are signing your contract for, you get. Football, you can get hurt, you can be waived.
Yeah. Football is the most, violent, physical of the sports, and none of that money's guaranteed.
No,
now it is. I mean, the contracts now, they're building into it where at first it was the quarterbacks. Now a lot of the players are getting a big chunk of their contracts guaranteed. Not all of it, but most of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bryce Harper. If you're a baseball fan and you like a good conspiracy theory like we do on this show, he had a big bushy beard and all of a sudden it's gone, and it just happens to be the one game they're playing against the Yankees. So he might be a member of the New York Yankees next season.
No, it is. Now, there's a salary cap in baseball as well, is there not? There's no salary cap in baseball. Yeah, there's a salary cap. So the Yankees with signing Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton, Judge.
Can you imagine that?
But it's not that they can't go over their salary cap. I
They
think
just
you get
have a fine,
And
yeah.
I think the Yankees with their Yes Network, they have plenty of money to pay the fine that
See,
if
that's
they
the
want to
thing.
overpay.
It's like a soft cap. But yeah, okay, let's say I don't know, $250 million. Here's the line, $250 million. If you go over it, you got to pay the league.
Now the NBA does that, but the NBA is $1 for $1. I think the baseball is for every dollar you spend, it's $2 over. It's something.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
double?
I know. It's a harsher penalty than the NBA. That's why the NBA is going to go to a hard cap within the next 3 years. They think a solid cap, and that will eliminate the super teams.
That'll bring great players to Sacramento.
We
don't have to have Nick Stauskas and Willie Cauley-Stein.
No, they won't.
40-year-old Vince Carter.
But the NBA we see today is going to be vastly different in the next 3 years with the Supersonics. No, with these super teams. We might have
Supersonics could be back.
Supersonics will be back, but the super team that we see now and the next couple years will cease to exist once that hard cap comes into effect.
All right, we come back. We're going to wrap things up.
It's over?
This is it. We're coming to an end. I know. You're going to go home and have a big bowl of water or whatever you're going to eat for dinner.
No. Twice baked spaghetti.
And then water.
Water
for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We'll be back. This is your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on the local sports leader, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
twin. We call this here a little twin. Wow. Howdy.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
This is it. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. It's almost dinner time for this gang. We're brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Right now, if you say Inland Sports Show at Catalano Motors, you'll get $500 off. Go try it. I guarantee it's going to work. CatalanoCars.com, Catalano Motors off Temescal Canyon Road in Corona. Go check them out. Tomorrow on the show, Jeff, we'll talk more about those high school football storylines. Talk about some of the top players to watch, some of the big games. We're going to talk about Norco's playoff streak. All sorts of good high school football talk tomorrow. Plus, we're going to talk about one of your former teachers,
Mark Workentine Stein, who is the vice president of the New York Knicks.
He was your high school teacher?
No, he was my fifth grade
teacher.
My fifth grade teacher, and now he is now the vice president. Was once the president, I believe, of the Portland Trailblazers.
And he was the GM, I think, of the Nuggets.
Yes, he was.
Nuggets.
He's been all over the NBA. He was an assistant coach for Jerry Tarkanian. So he's going to kind of walk us through what the draft process is like as the New York Knicks are getting ready to do the draft.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it'll be cool.
So I assume he's in the Big Apple, right? He's in New York.
He is in New York City.
So we'll talk NBA draft with Jeff's fifth grade teacher, who happens to be the director of player personnel for the New York Knicks.
Figure.
Yeah, who would have thought? And again, we'll be talking more high school football and the World Cup. Porque es mi corazón, es mi amor, fútbol.
I don't know.
Listen, Quakes are not playing tonight. They have it off. It's the All-Star game up in Lancaster. They are back on Thursday against San Jose. This is the Inland Sports Show. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock right here on the local sports leader, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Exclusive interviews and big name guests in the IE.
Bye.